What are you doing?
I'm preparing for a German wedding. Confused? I can imagine, but breaking porcelain is actually a German wedding tradition. Let's take a closer look at why and what other German wedding traditions there are, so that you'll be prepared for whenever you attend a German wedding, or if you even get married here. Let's go. Weddings are having somewhat of a revival in Germany. The number of people who agree with marriage has been on the rise in the last 10 years. Tradition is trendy again. The average age of a German bride is 32.3 and the groom 34.8. Germans often marry a little later than is typical in the US, for example, because Germans study for longer and therefore start working later. Germans don't always get married just for love. Sure, that's the main reason, but German couples also enjoy certain tax advantages. In Germany, people typically have two weddings, the civil ceremony at the courthouse and then the second one at a church or venue of your choice. The cost of the wedding at the registry office varies depending on the federal state and the amount of documents needed. But it's still a pretty small amount compared to how much most Germans spend on their wedding party. More than half of Germans spend between 5,000 and 15,000 on their wedding day, but some often end up spending much more. The wedding ring is usually a simple silver or gold ring that is typically worn on the right hand. In the past, women often moved their engagement ring from the left hand to the right hand as a wedding ring. Nowadays, however, most people have separate engagement rings. When the wedding couple leaves the registry office, rose petals or rice are often thrown at them. The custom of throwing rice originated in Asia and is supposed to bring happiness and children together. Although it's often forbidden now because of food waste reasons. Although, if you look closely, it seems like not everyone is paying attention to this rule. If you're invited to a German wedding, the most typical gift is actually money, although small symbolic gifts like bread with salt are given for the home. And turning money into these little origami shapes is very typically German. Of course, the wedding attire is also a big deal here. Traditionally, the bride wears white, while the groom wears black or blue, although other colours are currently very trendy in groom's fashion. Fashion designer Franziska has seen how bridal wear has evolved.
Many of them pay their dresses alone. I think in the past the family was paying for the dresses, so they had to make compromises. Now it's without compromises. It got more confident, so women show off. They want to show what they have. They show the belly button when they are pregnant, show a lot of skin. They go for 100%, 120%.
German weddings come with their own extensive list of German vocab. And here are my top 3 favorites. JGA, Junggesellenabschied. Basically the end of your bachelor era. So your bachelor or your bachelorette party. Or as we call them in the UK, a stag do or a hen do. Trauzeuge or Trauzeugen. This directly translates to witness to the marriage, so it's essentially your maid of honor or your best man. Flitterwochen. This is the honeymoon, which essentially translates to a week of caressing. Raunchy. All right, guys, let's talk German wedding traditions. My favorite one is the Polterabend, smashing porcelain onto the ground to drive away evil spirits the night before the wedding. And then the couple sweep up the pieces together to symbolize the fact that they're going to share future burdens. Wedding planner Marco explains the typical traditions here and which ones are still practiced today.
A typical German tradition is to cut or to saw a tree. This should be the first work that they should do together. Sometimes, especially in Bavaria, so in the south, bride is kidnapping. So the whole bunch of guests have to look for her, and she is somewhere in another guest house, and she's having a great time alone with her friends. And then the groom has to pay for her to get her back. Gay weddings are a bit different. You have to change traditions because there are no traditions. Normally the father of the bride leads the bride to the altar. We change that into the mothers will bring their sons to the altar. Traditions are important, but they are changing.
Well, there you have it, the world of German weddings. I've loved learning about all of the traditions, as well as the new ones that are being established. Is it the same in your country? Let us know in the comments.